කතං ඥාති කතං යාන කතං ගාම කතං නිගම කතං නගර කතං ජනපද කතං ඉත්ථි කතං සුරේශ කතං විසිකා කතං කුම්භඨාන කතං පුබ්බපේත කතං නානත්ථ කතං ලෝකකායිකං සමුද්දකායිකං ඉති භවා භව කතං ඉති වා ඉති ඒව රූපාය තිරච්ඡාන කතාය පටිවිරතෝ හෝති ඉදං පිස්ස හෝති සීලස්මින් යථාවා පනේකේ බොන්තෝ සමන බ්‍රාහ්මනා සද්ධාදියානි භෝජනානි භුඤ්ජිත්වා තේ ඒව රූපං විගාහික කතං අනුයුත්තා විහෙරන්ති සේයතේදං නත්වං මං ධම්ම විනයං ආජානාසි අහං ඉමං ධම්ම විනයං ආජානාමි කිං ත්වං ඉමං ධම්ම විනයං ආජානිස්සසි මිච්ඡා පටිපන්නෝ ත්වමසි අහමස්මි සම්මා පටිපන්නෝ සහිතං මේ අසහිතං තේ පුරේ වචනීයං පච්චාවච පච්චාවචනීයං පුරේ අවච ආචින්නං තේ විපරාවත්තං ආරෝපිතෝ දේවාදෝ නිගහිතෝ ත්වමසි චරවාදප්පමුක්ඛාය නිබ්බේහිවා සචේ පහෝසීති ඉති වායිති ඒව රූපාය විගාහික කතාය පටිවිරතෝ හෝති ඉදං පිස්ස හෝති සීලස්මින් යථාවා පනේකේ භොන්තෝ සමන බ්‍රාහ්මනා සදාදේයානි භෝජනානි භුඤ්ජිත්වා තේව රූපං දුතේය පහින ගමනානුයෝග මනෝයුත්තා විහෙරන්ති සේයතේදං රඤ්ඤං රාජමහාමතානං khatiyaනං බ්‍රාහ්මනානං ගාපතිකානං කුමාරානං ඉද්ධ ගච්ඡ අමුත්‍රා ගච්ඡ ඉදං හර අමුත්‍ර ඉදං ආහාරාති ඉතිවා ඒව රූපා දුතේය පහින ගමනානුයෝගා පටිවිරතෝ හෝති ඉදං පිස්ස හෝති සීලස්මින් යථාවා පනේකේ භොන්තෝ සමනම් බ්‍රාහ්මනා සද්ධාදේයානි භෝජනානි භුඤ්ජිත්වා තේ කුහකාච හොන්ති ලපකාච නේමිත්තිකාච නිප්පේසිකාච ලාභේනච ලාභං නිජිකින්සිතාරෝ Iti va iti eva rupa kuhana lapana pativirato hoti idang pissa hoti silasmin majjhima silang nitthitang. We take a break, 10 minutes.
We break for 10 minutes. After that, we come back to chanting room again, please. Now we break for 10 minutes.
Testing, 1, 2. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing.
Okay, now we are ready for chanting. Continue chanting. Please, Mahadeloye, please lead our chanting.
Yatava paneke bhunto samana brahmana sadhadeyani bhojanani bhunjitva te eva rupaya tiracchana vijjaya micca jivena jivikam kappenti seyatedam avahana
mitam dang supinam lakanam musikakanam akihomam tapihomam tusahomam kanahomam dandulahomam sapihomam telahomam mukhahomam lohitahomam angavijja vatuvijja kattavijja sivavijja bhutavijja bhurivijja ahivijja visavijja vichikavijja musikavijja sakunavijja vayasavijja pakkajanam sarakaparittanam migacakkam itiva iti eva rupaya tiracchana vijjaya miccajiva pativirato hoti idam pissa hoti silam yathava paneke bhunto samana brahmana saddhadeyani bhojanani bhunjitva te eva rupaya tiracchana vijjaya micca jivena jivikam kappenti seyatedam manilakanam vatalakanam dandalakanam satalakanam asilakanam usulakanam dhanulakanam avudalakanam ittilakanam purisalakanam kumaralakanam kumarilakanam dasalakanam dasilakanam hatilakanam asalakanam mahisalakanam usabhalakanam gaulakanam ajalakanam mendalakanam kukutalakhanam vattakalakhanam godhalakhanam khanikalakhanam kachapalakhanam migalakhanam iti eva rupaya tiracchana vijjaya micca jiva pativirato hoti idam pissa hoti silasmin yathava paneke bhunto samana brahmana saddhadeyani bhojanani bhunjitva te rupaya tiracchana
භවිස්සති රඤ්ඤං අනියානං භවිස්සති අභ්‍යන්තරානං රඤ්ඤං උපයානං භවිස්සති බාහිරානං රඤ්ඤං අපයානං භවිස්සති බාහිරානං රඤ්ඤං උපයානං භවිස්සති අභ්‍යන්තරානං රඤ්ඤං අපයානං භවිස්සති අභ්‍යන්තරානං රඤ්ඤං ජයෝ භවිස්සති බාහිරානං රඤ්ඤං පරාජයෝ භවිස්සති බාහිරානං රඤ්ඤං ජයෝ භවිස්සති අභ්‍යන්තරානං රඤ්ඤං පරාජයෝ භවිස්සති හිතේමස්ස ජයෝ භවිස්සති ඉමස්ස පරාජයෝ භවිස්සති ඉති වායිති ඒව රූපාය තිරච්ඡාන විජ්ජාය මිච්ඡා ජීවා පටිවිරතෝ හෝති ඉදං පිස්ස හෝති සීලස්මින් යථාවා පනේකේ භුන්තෝ සමන බ්‍රාහ්මනා සද්ධා දේයානි භෝජනානි භුඤ්ජිත්වා තේ ඒව රූපාය තිරච්ඡාන විජ්ජාය මිච්ඡා ජීවේන ජීවිකං කප්පෙන්ති සේයතේදං චන්දග්ගාහෝ භවිස්සති සූර්යාංගාහෝ භවිස්සති නඛත්තංගාහෝ භවිස්සති චන්දිම සූර්යානං පථගමනං භවිස්සති චන්දිම සූර්යානං උපථගමනං භවිස්සති නඛත්තානං පථගමනං භවිස්සති නඛත්තානං උපථගමනං භවිස්සති උක්කාපාතෝ භවිස්සති විසාකාගෝ භවිස්සති භූමිචාලෝ භවිස්සති දේවදුන්දුභි භවිස්සති චන්දිම සූර්ය නඛත්තානං උගමනං ඕගමනං සංඛිලේසං ඕදානං භවිස්සති එවං විපාකෝ චන්ද්‍රග්ගාහෝ භවිස්සති එවං විපාකෝ සූර්යග්ගාහෝ භවිස්සති එවං විපාකෝ නඛත්තග්ගාහෝ භවිස්සති එවං විපාකං චන්දිම සූර්යානං පථගමනං භවිස්සති එවං විපාකං චන්දිම සූර්යානං උපථගමනං භවිස්සති එවං විපාකං නඛත්තානං පථගමනං භවිස්සති එවං විපාකං නඛත්තානං උපථගමනං භවිස්සති එවං විපාකෝ උකාපාතෝ භවිස්සති එවං විපාකෝ දිසාදාහෝ භවිස්සති එවං විපාකෝ භූමිචාලෝ භවිස්සති එවං විපාකෝ දේවදුන්දුභි භවිස්සති එවං විපාකං චන්දිම සූර්ය නඛත්තානං උගමනං ඕගමනං සංඛිලේසං ඕදානං භවිස්සති ඉති වායි pissa hoti silasmin yathava paneke bhunto samana brahmana sattha deyani bhojanani bhunjitva te eva rupaya tirachana vijaya miccha jivena jivikam kapente seyatedam subhutika bhavisati dubhutika bhavisati subhikham bhavisati dubhikham bhavisati khemam bhavisati bhayam bhavisati rogo bhavisati arogyam bhavisati mudakanana sankhanam kariyam lokayatam itiva iti eva rupaya tirachana vijaya miccha jivena pativirato hoti idam krissa hoti silasmin yathava paneke bhunto samana brahmana sattha deyani bhojanani bhunjitva te eva rupaya tirachana vijaya miccha jivena jivikam kapente seyahedam avahanam vivahanam samvadanam vivadanam samkiranam vikiranam subhagakaranam dubhagakaranam viruddhabhakaranam jivhanithambanam anusanhananam hathavijapanam anujapanam kannajapanam adasapanham kumaripanham devapanham atichupathanam mahatupathanam apujaranam sirivayanam itivaiti eva rupaya tirachana vijaya miccha jiva pativirato hoti idam krissa hoti silasmin yathava paneke bhunto samana brahmana sattha deyani bhojanani bhunjitva te eva rupaya tirachana vijaya miccha jivena jivikam kapente seyahedam santikamam panidhikamam bhutakamam vurikamam vasakamam vasakamam vattukamam vattu parikiranam achamanam nahapanam jubanam vamanam virechanam uddha virechanam atho virechanam sisa virechanam kannatelam netatapanam natukammam anjanam paccanjanam salakiyam sallakatyam dharakatikichha murate sajjanam anupadanam osadhinam patimokho eva rupaya tirachana vijaya miccha sahoti silasmi sakho so maharaja bhikkho evaṃ sīla saṃpanno nakutochi bhayaṃ samanupassati yadidaṃ sīla saṃvarato seyathapi maharaja khattiyo muddhavasitto nihata paccāmito nakutochi bhayaṃ samanupassati yadidaṃ paccati kato evameva kho maharaja bhikkho evaṃ sīla saṃpanno nakutochi bhayaṃ samanupassati yadidaṃ sīla saṃvarato so emina arena silakhanthena samanāgato acchattaṃ anavajja sukhaṃ patisaṅvedeti evaṃ kho maharaja bhikkhu sīla saṃpanno hoti katham
mahasilaṃ nititam.
Okay, Venerable Sir, I think we have 10 minutes left, and at this time we would like to invite you conclusion what we have chanted in the morning.
Okay.
Please conclusion for the newcomer. They don't know what we are chanting.
Actually, what we chanted this morning was already included in the summary that was given yesterday, but yesterday afternoon. But just in case there are any new people, then I will repeat what we chanted. At the very beginning of the morning, we chanted the last section on the views of the 6 so-called rival teachers to the Buddha. This is the view of an ascetic by the name of Sanjaya Belatthaputto, who takes a kind of extreme skeptical view of refusing to take any kind of determined stance on any of the philosophical questions that were debated and discussed during the time of the Buddha, about whether, for example, whether there is another world, whether there is this world, whether there is value in giving and generosity and so on, whether there are beings who are reborn, whether there are good and bad actions, whether there's fruit and result of good and bad actions. And then the question whether the Tathagata, the enlightened one, exists after death, doesn't exist after death, both or neither. In regard to all of these positions, Sanjaya Belatthaputto takes a position that's called sometimes eel wriggling, like an eel. You can't grab hold of an eel because it's always turning and twisting. So whenever anybody interrogates him about his view, he turns and twists and tries to avoid giving a definite answer. And so it is actually the king Ajatasattu who is relating the discussion that he had with Sanjaya Belatthaputto, and he expresses his discontent with the view of this ascetic, this skeptic. Okay, then he asked the Buddha, again he mentions the various professions and trades that were characteristic of the age, being a soldier of various kinds of soldiers, a barber, a flower maker, a laundryman, messenger, all the different trades, and he says all of them bring some kind of visible, tangible benefit here and now, so that a person who's following these professions can earn money by which he can support wife and children, friends and other family members, and then make offerings to ascetics and Brahmins. And then he asked the Buddha whether it's possible to describe any kind of fruit of the life of a monastic that's visible here and now in this present life. Then the Buddha says it is possible. And then the Buddha describes the case of the king has a slave, and the slave begins to reflect that he's always working very hard to support the king. The king lives in luxury, almost like a deity in the heavenly worlds. But the slave has to get up before him, goes to bed after him, and has to do, with a smiling face, has to do anything that the king commands him to do. But then the slave has an idea that if I were to go forth from the household life into homelessness, then I wouldn't have to be subservient to the king. And so sometime later, he shaves off his hair and beard, puts on the ochre robes, and goes forth into homelessness. And then the Buddha asked the king whether he would require the slave who's now become a monk to give up his monk's life and return to the condition of a slave. And the king says, certainly not, but rather I would pay homage to him, I would attend upon him, I would respectfully invite him to a seat, and I would offer him his requisites of robes, food, dwelling place, and medicines. And so now the king becomes an attendant or a supporter of the former slave who's now a monk. And so the Buddha points out that certainly this is a visible, concrete, visible fruit of the monastic life that can be seen here and now. Then the second case the Buddha mentions is that of another man who's working as a farmer. He's a free man, but he's still a farmer who has to plow the field and earn a living. But the money that he accumulates through his work, a lot of it gets taken by the king and through taxation to increase the royal treasury. And so now the farmer is reflecting to himself again that the king enjoys the 5 kinds of sensual pleasures just as though he were a deity in the heavenly worlds. But here I am working away day and night in order to earn money, and so much of that money just gets taken away in taxation. So he decides, let me again shave off my hair and my beard, put on the ochre robe, and go forth into the homeless life. And so he does so, and now he's living a very simple, renunciate life, content with the simplest requisites. And the Buddha asked the king whether he would force this monk to disrobe and to become a farmer again in order to earn money that will go to pay taxes. And the king again says, certainly not, but instead I would pay homage to him, offer him a seat, and provide him with all of the simple items that he needs. And so then the Buddha points out that this is the second visible fruit of the ascetic life, of the monastic life, a concrete benefit that's visible here and now. Okay, then the king asked the question that's really going to lead into the heart of the discourse. He says, is it possible now, Bhante, referring to the Buddha, to point out another concrete, visible fruit of the homeless life, something that is superior to and more excellent than those previous 2 fruits of the monastic life? And the Buddha says, it is possible. You should pay careful attention and listen. I'm going to explain. Okay, so now the king lends his ear and the Buddha starts the explanation. And actually what comes after this is very much what I covered in my discourse on Thursday night. So I'll just state very briefly what is covered here. So the Buddha begins with the case now where the Tathagata, that's the enlightened one, arises in the world, who's the Arahat, fully enlightened, possessed of knowledge and conduct, the fortunate one, and so forth. And he teaches the Dhamma, good in the beginning, middle, and the end. And he lays down the perfectly complete, purified brahmacharya, or spiritual life. And then some householder or householder's son hears the Dhamma and gains faith in the Tathagata. And then based on that faith, he makes the decision, or first he reflects that life at home is crowded, a pathway for the accumulation of passions, whereas the life of one who has gone forth is free like the open air. And so then he decides to shave his hair and beard and put on the saffron robes, and he goes forth into homelessness. And so we have a very short statement about his observance of sila, or virtuous behavior, that first he's possessed of the restraint of the patimokkha, the monastic rules. He possesses good conduct and suitable alms resort. He sees danger in the slightest transgressions. He trains in the training rules, and he has good conduct of body, speech, and mind, of body and speech, and he observes proper livelihood for a monk. And he's possessed of restraint according to the senses. He has mindfulness and clear comprehension, and he's content. Okay, the next three sections are going to be detailed elaborations of all the aspects of the monk's sila, or virtuous behavior. And these sections run through each of the suttas in the first part of the Digha Nikaya. So first come the observances which pretty much correspond to the first 7 of the 10 types of good or wholesome karma. That is, abstaining from killing living beings, from stealing, and then observing celibacy as a monk, abstaining from false speech, slanderous speech, harsh speech, idle chatter, and then avoiding a number of other things which are included in basically in the Samanera's precepts, like avoiding the destruction of plant life, abstaining from dancing, singing, instrumental music, and unsuitable shows, wearing ornaments and perfumes, sleeping on a high seat, and various other things. Okay, that's the shorter section on the virtuous behavior. Then we come to the middle-length section, where the Buddha contrasts the behavior of the Buddhist monastic with the behavior of many of the ascetics and Brahmins of his period. This gets really long and detailed. I don't know that I have to go. If I enter into any of these, I have to cover all of them. And if I cover all of them, it would probably, to explain and translate, a couple of hours. But if you're interested, there's a translation available of the Discourse on the Fruits of Recluseship. It's under that title. It's published by the Buddhist Publication Society in Sri Lanka, but it's available in the United States from their agent, North American agent called pariyatti.com. Pariyatti is PARIYATTI.com. And then you can read all, it gives you a fascinating insight into the behavior of the ascetics and Brahmins of that period. And nowadays, lay people complain about the behavior of the monks today. They say, oh, how the monks are behaving today. Oh, not like it was in the good old days. But if you look at what the ascetics and Brahmins were doing back in the good old days, you'll learn to appreciate the monks that we have today.
Thank you so much. Now we would like to welcome all of the Venerable Monastics for lunch. And so if you would kindly offer the bowl to the Venerable monks. And for lay devotees, if you don't mind, to just wait until they make their way downstairs for lunch. We will begin again at 1 o'clock here in this room. Thank you.